Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house, and today I've got the Brown Knives LHC-X here with me for a review, and we're gonna analyze the look, the sound, and the feel of this guy. But hey, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this kind of content. So let's see what do we have here, because this is a really cool one. There's a couple things I like and maybe a couple that I'm not like a huge fan of, but let's check it out. Let's start with the size. Okay, so this guy is going to be around 7.8 inches with a 3.5 inch long blade and roughly 4.3 inch long handle. This is an interesting one in size because, for example, let's check it out up against the usual suspects here. You've got Ontario Rat number 1 and Ontario Rat number 2, and it's a little bit bigger than the 2 and yeah, smaller than the 1 for sure. Let's check it out up against the offerings from Spyderco. You've got the Para 3 right over here and the Paramilitary 2 right there. Again, a little bit bigger than the 3 and smaller definitely than the 2, with a nice proportions and nice handle to blade ratio. This is the Chris Reeve Knives small Sebenza 31, and here you have the large Sebenza 21 up against the LHC-X from Brown Knives, and you can see again, this is a very interesting size because it's right in between the two offerings from Chris Reeve Knives. And let's check out a couple also from Custom Knife Factory. This is the 520 Philippe Georget design, and this is the Snafu 2.0 designed by Peter Rassenti, Canadian knife maker. Really cool. It's kind of like the same size of the 520, but definitely not as big as the Snafu. And if you take look at this Shirogorov Neon Zero, you got the same size. Very interesting. And if you check the other offering from Shirogorov, which I tend to show you guys during the size comparison, you got the F95R Slim, which of course is a bigger blade, but is surprisingly comparable to the Neon Zero, which I actually enjoy. Another couple I'm going to show you to you. This is the Custom Knife Factory also, MCAD Empat knife. I'm going to show you another couple. This is the, of course, Hinder Knives Flipper Delete XM18 3.5 inch long, and it's bigger than that, but not that much. But this is like thin, so it's sleek, and that's why that's why the difference. Another interesting one, American Blade Works. This is the Model 1 V5, and it's kind of like in the same range as you can see. But if you want to see something smaller, you can check out the Wii. This is the Black Opus. And you can also check, for example, the Booz Blade Smoke Mini, both front flippers and both carbon fiber and smaller than the LHC. And what else can I show you? I'm gonna show you this one because this gets you don't see this very often around. This is the Fontenil Pateau La Gouillole Nature, and this is another Fontenil Pateau Lethier Nature. And what else can I show you guys? Another couple fancy ones, just because we have them here. Shirogorov Custom Division F95 Antique. It's in the house. And let me show you just another couple custom that I really appreciate. Kirby Lambert Rain, Peter Rassenti, large Nirvana, and one of my favorite, why not? Because yeah, this is just a stunning one. This is the Holt Bladework Spectre Prestige V3 that's in the house. So let's check out what is going on with this knife. This is a Brown Knife LHC-X or -X knife. It's a nice one, I have to say. There's a couple of things I really appreciate. I'm usually not a fan of micarta, but I have to say I like this one. It's a nice micarta. It's nicely made. This is a liner lock, titanium liner lock. It's a flipper. There's no internal skeletonization, but there is internal chamfering and external chamfering as well, which creates a nicely contouring in the handle. So very interesting. The scales are made of micarta. and they are milled out with these concentric curved milled grooves, which are giving like a nice and grippy feel to the knife. So chamfering in and out, very good. You've got a delicate jimping, on the thumb ramp and on the backspacer. It's geared, so it's gonna add a little bit more traction when in this position, right rubbing up against the palm of your hand, but it's not protruding that much. As you can see, it's kind of flush, so it's not that functional, but it's for sure looking good, and it adds a little bit of traction, yeah, for sure. There is no option for the lanyard hole because you have only this titanium milled backspacer, raw finish. It has been stone washed nicely. And it has kind of like a centering line. I don't know if you can appreciate, maybe like this, yeah, right over here. So it's nicely done, but there's no lanyard hole option. You've got a lock release relief right over here. So this is indented and this is milled out, and it's nicely accessible. And there's no way you got the flesh of your fingertip is gonna get snagged as you disengage the lock bar because of the way it has been designed. For example, like this guy over here, okay, it has been designed a little bit differently. You see, like the micarta here is recessed, so there's no way, and this is flush in the custom knife factory. So when I do this, you see my finger tends to get snagged right in between the zirconium bolster and the titanium liner as I press. But in this case, there's no way it can happen because you see there's a little bit of space between the meat of my finger and the actual gap between the liner and the scale. So very, very nice design, and this is actually one of the nitpicks that I have for this one, but in this case that's gone. So I really appreciate that design thought that went into this area over here. And as well, you can see that the stainless steel lock face insert has a external screw which has been cut out to be allocated and to be unscrewed from the outside, so you don't need to I don't know why, I mean, but it's just like that. So then you have basically very, very straightforward construction. One pivot screw, one handle screw, and you're done. Hidden screw for the titanium 3D milled pocket clip, and you have a T8 Torx bit screw needed to take down this guy, and it's gonna take like 5 minutes tops. Straightforward maintenance process. The screws are flush with the handle, they're not protruding, and they're very, very nicely done indeed. The pivot, of course, as you can see, it's not spinning, it's captive, and it's gonna be facilitating your disassembly process because you're gonna need only one T8 Torx bit screw to do it. So very, very simple. You've got tip-up carry only titanium pocket clip, stone washed. It's not reversible, not ambidextrous. It's just gonna stay there, guys. So just, you see, don't even think about that. And hidden screw, nice touch. If you check the blade, it's a really, really cool one. Come on, look at this. Look at the design of this blade. The steel employed is CPM 154 CPM, really, really nice, good to go, stone wash finish. It has a nice jimping going on in the thumb ramp, and look at this wedge, which is leaving just this part of the spine nicely crowned, exposed, and reaches the tip of the blade in this pretty nice drop point blade with a 50% belly and straight edge up to the sharpening choil. Very, very subtle. It's kind of like a half finger choil. It's functional if you, it's not a full one because I mean my fat finger would be cut, but if you use the tip, yeah, it's gonna work. Nice stone wash finish, flat, full flat grind. The plunge grind is beautifully arched and Look at that. It's done in a subtle way. There is a gentle ramp going up. It's not abrupt, so it's very, very cool. And you have a sterile looking blade, which I really love. And minimal flipper tab, absolutely rounded off and chamfered with some jimping going on as well. And there is... if you see it right over here, you have you can see the hole right over there just for a brief moment, but the lines are nicely done when the blade is open and when the blade is closed. So really, really cool. There is something that I'm not a fan of, and it's the flipper tab. It's nice. You have basically one option. I mean, you can still do like a light switch, but you have to be aware that because you see, like, the jimping is not that aggressive, so it's kind of smooth, so there's a little bit of traction but not that much, and it's so tiny and it's chamfered on the edges. So if you do a light switch, you have to make sure that you're in the right position to fire the blade, and you can do it, all right? But most of the time you can kind of slide it off and then end up with a failed deployment. So that's something you need to be aware of. So I'm gonna usually go with the push button, but it's, you see, sometimes this part, because your index finger is just gonna push like that, and it's gonna, if you do push button, it's gonna rest right over here, and then you have the blade tang hitting the fingertip of your index like this, therefore preventing the blade to be fully deployed. And that's why sometimes you can end up with a blade like that, which is not fully deployed, and it's not going to engage the lock. So just be careful of that. So you can do like a push button with a little slide back to leave some room for the blade actually to go all the way back and engage the lock, or just go with the light switch. But you see, sometimes I miss, so maybe that's only me. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. So that's probably my only nitpick, the design on the flipper tab. It's, yeah, not my favorite, but the sound, it's nicely subdued, it's nicely contained. When you open the blade, it's a clicky, a high pitch. When you close the blade, guys, almost inaudible, muffled, mellow. It's soft. When you open, it's rich. When you close it, it's sweet, not loud. There's no percussion, no piercing sound, just like this. Very, very pleasant sound for sure. On the closing side, absolutely. This guy also, I appreciate the weight, because this is 3 ounces in your pocket, and also I appreciate the feel in your hand, because there's no hot spots whatsoever. It feels good, it's nice and sleek and slim, and no sharp edges. There's this jimping going on. It's not that aggressive, it's a little functional. You can feel it actually, for sure, you can use it, but it's a little bit on the smooth side, like the one you find on the flipper tab. But the scales, I have these kind of milling grooves which are conferring some nice texture and some nice grippiness to the knife. So it's it has good feeling in the hand. You know, it's not gonna go anywhere because it's grippy. It's nicely designed. You can actually do a little bit of choke up using the fingertip and maybe a little bit more advanced position for the thumb, and just do like some carving work, some scraping stuff like that. So it's gonna work. It feels also solid in the hand. There's a tiny bit of flex if you just squeeze the handles a little bit, because of course micarta and the liners are not like that beefy, but it's overall a solid one for sure. Nice fit and finish, absolutely. Well done. It's precisely done, nicely made. Clip ramp, I love it. This has the right amount of tension required in a clip, so really good. Nice clip ramp, nice clip retention. Clip release is pretty easy, in and out of the pocket is gonna work. Deployment speed, yes, of course. Finger soreness, not really. If you learn the proper way to deploy the blade, you're gonna be good. But just remember that there's a learning curve, I would say, to this flipper tab, because it's unobtrusive, sure, but a little bit more, yeah. It's going to be good as well. Also, this guy is absolutely smooth. The action is probably the thing that I like the most about this guy. This is running on ceramic caged bearings. Detent strength is dialed in. It's strong. It's a nice detent. There's basically no kickback when you open the blade because the stock thickness is pretty thin, so the blade is going to be ending up lightweight, so not much weight to drag your handle away as you deploy the knife. And the tip is nicely recessed. You cannot snag it. You see, it's buried down right there, so that's good to go. You've got a pretty cool design right over here to disengage the lock bar. There is no detent ball ramp, so you got a little bit of this hard step going on over here, but you have an action, guys, that is incredible. Especially for a blade this light. I mean, guys, look at this. It's fantastic. Really, really smooth action, and look at that. I mean, how smooth you want a knife. So, this smooth? Yeah, you got it. Free falls as soon as you disengage the lock bar, and when you put in the vertical position, boom, it just closes, but not like with a abrupt guillotine effect. There's some glidiness to it. There's some control to it, and that is what makes the action on this knife superb. But you see the flipper tab. Sometimes I just keep failing, but the action, when you are successful in the deployment, you're going to be rewarded with some buttery smooth action in the closing position, 100%. So, I mean, overall, this knife, it looks good. It has a nice and slick lines, very simple construction, straightforward design. There's a little bit of work to do in the flipper tab, in my opinion. But the sound is nicely contained and muffled, very, very subdued. The grip is good as well. So, I mean, it's an almost perfect knife. So, there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned.